I am back with a process video, and today I'm going to be sharing a journal that I created on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on there, definitely follow me because I have videos or reels that I post almost daily versus on YouTube I post about 2 to 3 times a week. So I am sharing with you a kit from Thoughtful Studio. This is called Tessa's Vibes. They're 3x4 and 4x6 cards that you can print at home. You can also buy them for her to print and send them to you as well if you wanted to do that. But of course, y'all know I love printables. I use them a lot, especially recently. And anytime I want a pattern paper, like I honestly don't remember, I don't buy too much 12 by 12 paper anymore, but I don't remember the last time I like bought some patterns, just because if I find patterns I like online, I do print them. I love the subtle colors in these. They do have some pretty um, like army and like sage greens as well, which I think go really nicely with the pinks in this kit. I love that she has a lot of vintage looking printables as well. It's like vintage without screaming vintage, if that makes sense. So I love these designs. I love the florals. I love that they're different and unique. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share them in this journal today. And I'll kind of go tell you a little bit about this journal. So this is going to be kind of a faith journal, but I won't do a ton of journaling. What I'll do is I'll have like a little quote or something that like stuck out to me when I was reading scripture or a prayer, and I will jot them down, and then I'll be able to use them in each of my spreads. And in the first 2 pages, I shared those on Instagram TV or Reels. It's one of the two. So definitely follow me on Instagram just because you'll be able to see the first 2 spreads and you'll see how I tucked in my journaling without actually seeing it. So I am at this point, I've torn a couple of the papers, and I did use 32-pound paper so that it's easy to tear. Plus, it's really inexpensive to buy over rather than cardstock. So I have a ton of 32-pound paper in my stash. They printed really beautifully on this paper, and I'll link the paper down below. But I'm just going to go ahead and start collaging. So one of the things I've really loved about journaling, kind of that vintage look lately, is just the collagey look and being able to kind of take me back in time to where I used to do fun little collages with magazines and different stuff that I had in my stash. And I love that journaling kind of gives you that option. Of course, you could do this on a scrapbooking spread, and I may even challenge myself to make some Project Life spreads that are similar. But I just love that journaling can be just kind of a free-for-all. So I am just going to go ahead and tear some pages or some papers, and I'm going to place them on the page to my liking and then go from there. So the next part that I decided was I really wanted to do kind of an interactive piece, which I mentioned that I've been doing my journaling in like an envelope, or I tuck it away somehow, and I have some sort of interactive piece on my first 2 pages. So what I decided to do was make a little waterfall element that is going down the right side of the page. So how I do that is I just grab one of the 3x4 cards in this kit, and I just fold about a 1/2 of an inch at the top, and then I'll add some adhesive, and then you'll see how it folds. And so it's super easy. I'm going to add about 3 or 4 of the 3x4 cards kind of going down, and then I'm going to also tuck my journaling underneath. So I love journaling. I prefer typewriter over my own handwriting, but I know it's fun to kind of add your own handwriting so that years from now you can kind of go back and see how you used to write. Um, but I don't love flipping, and then that's like the first thing my eye goes to. So I think it's nice. It's kind of you get the best of both worlds. It's like I'm not going to be drawn straight to my handwriting when I turn the page, but I'll still have that element there by hiding the journaling. And then you can also interact and play around with it and be able to find the journaling too. So I am going to use my scallop punch for a couple of the cards. Again, I'm going to fold about a 1/2 of an inch at the top, and then I'm going to use my adhesive, and I'm just using a Scotch dot runner adhesive today. And I'm just going to use the adhesive to put on the fold or the flap so that it can fold up. I did add some stitching to the top card. Of course, you won't be able to see much of the bottom 2 cards, just the pattern kind of poking out. But I did go ahead and add some stitching to the top one just for some texture. I thought that was kind of fun, and I haven't been adding a whole lot of stitching lately. Again, I'm just going to add some adhesive on one of the flaps, and then I'm going to just check them out and make sure that they look okay. And I like the way those look so far. At this point, I wanted to add a couple things underneath the flaps just for some fun added interest. So I just kind of tore out a flower just to go along with the theme. I could have cut it out or punched out, but I decided to just tear that out. And then I added it right underneath that card. And then I am going to look at how I'm going to place my journaling. So I decided I want it underneath the last card. So I'm going to grab a pen and go ahead and write what I'm wanting to write down. And then I'll adhere that underneath that bottom card. And you'll see whenever you flip up that last card, or at least without flipping them up, you'll see that it just kind of barely pokes out the border of that card. So I like the way that turned out. Now I'm adding some ephemera from Tim Holtz. This came in a little pack from Hobby Lobby, so I'm just grabbing that and adding a few pieces from there. I think I stick with just those 2 pieces, and then I'm kind of trying to decide what else I want to add at this point. So I pulled out these stamps from Paper Game Company. All 4 of the floral bunches and that other stamp that I will be pulling out are from that same place from Etsy, so I'll link those down below too. And I love those little bunch stamps. I've seen people use similar ones in their little journal videos on Instagram too, and I just think there's such a pretty little like dainty added look. And I used Memento London Fog ink for the ink color. So at this point, I'm just trying to figure out what else I want to do. I do find a couple more patterns to add just to pop around the page. And then I decided I wanted to use this little ticket stamp that's also from Paper Game Company, using the same ink that I was using before, which is the London Fog ink. And then I'm actually going to add a couple of, these are also printables. This is sticker paper that I use. It's clear sticker paper, so I can kind of mimic the washi look. And I had printed some fun little floral designs and other printables on that clear sticker paper just so that I could have a washi look without having to actually like buy the washi, if that makes sense. At this point, I think I'm about done. I'm just going to see if there's anything else I want to add. I kind of showed you those interactive elements. And the last 2 things are these stickers, and then I'm going to add some spray just so you can kind of, or some distress spray. I think it's stain. Is it spray stain? Yeah. And that is in tarnished brass. So you'll see that here in just a bit. But I'm adding these tiny text words. I found some that went perfect with my little journaling piece that I added. And so I decided to add those. And I just feel like these finish off so many of my layouts and spreads and Project Life albums, or Project Life layouts as well. And I don't know what I would do without tiny text words. I just love them so much. So I'm adding a few more, and then what I'll do is I'll grab my tarnished brass spray. I'm going to mix it up just because it does have a metallic look to it and has a little ball in it so that it can mix up. And then I'm just going to go to town with it. And then you will see some final photos. I had such a blast and so much fun creating this. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll check out the shop where I got these beautiful papers. And I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye.